All right, so here we go. The economy is crashing. Um, I told y'all this was gonna happen. I told y'all that the numbers are not looking good. I've been talking about how people are broke, how people are using more credit cards, more loans. They're borrowing money from family. People are broke. People don't have money already. Donald Trump is taking all his credit. He's been the president for 8 months. And somehow when a job report came out, he said that don't trust it. It's because of Biden. 8 months into his presidency, he's saying that it's Joe Biden's fault. How long are we going to go for that? It's Joe Biden's fault. Lies. When do we decide to start, putting on the person that's in charge now? Because when Joe Biden came in office, it was COVID, and he got blamed for everything. He got blamed for everything that happened, and no matter how much time or when it happened, it was all Joe Biden's fault. And y'all people in the comments talk about, Joe Biden. He made my money worth nothing, and how bad you had it. Let's not act like COVID didn't happen on Donald Trump watch, because COVID happened on Donald Trump's watch. And when that happened, the whole world, I talked about this, the whole world inflated, not just America. Every country had inflation after COVID. So when do we stop blaming inflation on Joe Biden and blaming on a person that was for number 45 who was the president when the pandemic happened? Let's blame it on 45. But you know why y'all blame on Joe Biden? Because Joe Biden was in office when it all hit the fan. So why is it that he got blamed for everything when it all hit the fan? Y'all see the Mario sticks in the back, in the kids' room. He got blamed for everything when it was his turn, but now that 47 is back in office, FDT, he don't get the blame. It's Joe Biden. It's still Joe Biden's fault. It's still Joe Biden's fault somehow. Almost a year in, he took all of this credit when he first came in. Oh, look at the economy. It's because of me. Look at the stock market. It's because of me. He took all of this praise about how, now that I'm in office, everything is back working and everybody's great and everything is great. That's what he said. But now, things are not great. Thanks to him, single-handedly, him and his MAGA tariffs and these people around him, things are not great. So now all of a sudden, everything that's great and everything that went well is because of him. Everything that didn't go well and that's not great is because of Joe Biden. He said, wait till next year and you'll see his economy. So what's going to happen next year around this time? He's going to still be having the same argument. I was left a mess. It's because of this. It's because of that. And the stock market is going down. The crypto is going down. The prices are going up. So the only thing that's going down is stuff that we don't need to go down. And the only thing that's going up is stuff we don't need to go up. This is the economy that y'all voted for the people who voted for this man. He rode Obama wave for a whole 4 years. And towards the end of his last 4 years, he screwed everything up because the first 3 years of his presidency was because of Obama's economy. Obama took us out of a recession that was left by the previous president, which was George Bush. And now all of a sudden, after he had his 4 years to serve, he left us a big mess. He left a mess. You want to know who left a mess? He left Joe Biden a mess. You know how he did that? He did that when he left the office, because when he left the office, we was in the middle of COVID. People were scared. People were sick. People were dying. That's what was happening. People were dying. And for some reason, when Joe came in, with all of these 100,000 people dead in America from COVID, that the GOP failed to protect, but yet tried to lie and say it wasn't real and it was 5G towers and it was the Democrats causing it, and it was Dr. Fauci telling us lies. Instead of telling the truth, when they had a chance to tell everybody the truth, they decided to lie to everybody. They didn't want to tell the truth. They lied when they had the chance to tell the truth. That's what they did. And we all have to suffer because of what they did. We all are still suffering because of what they did. And so then, Joe Biden came in. He had 4 years to clean up FDT mess. 4 years to clean up his mess. But he got all of the blame for everything that went wrong. For all of the numbers, all of the inflation, all of the price hikes, everything was all the gas, everything was his fault. Everything was his fault. Because he got left a mess from FDT. But all of a sudden, now it's all his fault still. 8 months in. When this man talking about all these victory laps he was taking, he was taking, man, the first quarter, he was, oh, look at the numbers. Look at what I did. Look at the economy now. Look at what I was able to do. Look how I fixed everything. That's what he was on. He was like, look at how I did it all. I fixed everything by myself. They happy to have me back. Now we can get this country back rolling. Then everything went down. Everything failed. Everything is failing. And I know you're going to have these people, I'm not failing. I'm doing great. Yes, it is some people in this country who's doing great. That's in every country. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people, the middle class. The people that's working check to check, week to week. These people are the people I'm talking about. So now we have a wannabe dictator who didn't get invited to the parade. He's still sad about that. And now we're blowing up ships and saying they got drugs on them. Is that justice? Is that how we do things now? We blow up ships because we say they got drugs on them? How does that affect the ocean? We're blowing up ships with drugs? How does that affect the marine life? How does that affect our food from the ocean? We're going to get some doped up shrimp? We're going to get some doped up fish? Like, what are we doing? We blowing up drug boats? What happened to capturing people? Making them pay for the crimes. Instead, we are blowing up boats now. They just sent more jets over there. They trying to, why are we using the army and military against our own people? Now, them people might be from Venezuela and they might be Venezuelans, but that ain't no military like grade stuff. This is stuff that National Guard deal with every day. Why are we taking military and putting them in the streets of DC? Why are we putting the military in our streets? I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I paid taxes for people to have military in the streets. That's not helping nobody. That's not how you fight the crime. That's what that's what the local law enforcement is for, right? And if they ain't doing their job, then get rid of them. Let's defund them. If they're not doing their job, defund them. But don't bring the military in. That's not the way you go about doing it. But that's his way of doing things. That's their way of doing things. That's our money being spent for that. But yet, it's stuff going on. These other countries are like forming unions and they're coming together as one. And they're getting stronger by the day. More nations are joining the cause. Their cause. Where does this leave us? We got a weak leader that has. We have a weak leader that has, brain rot. Clearly, got brain rot. Other health problems. A lot of them. Weak. Nobody fears him no more. They thought he was a wild card. He's not a wild card. This is the guy that's in charge of our country. He go missing for 5 days and then it's back to regular scheduled programming. Y'all don't find that suspicious? This man was out the news for 5 days. Completely gone off the face of the earth. 5 days gone missing. Now he's back doing press conferences back to back. So where was he at? Do anybody want to? I want to know where was he at? Where was he? Can we see his travel logs? Where was he at if he's not sick? If he not failing and he don't have health problems and he not on his last days, Where was he at? I would like to know where this man was at. Does anybody know? Are they even giving us any kind of excuse as to where he might have been? Because I feel like they didn't even tell us where he was at all. And they just left it at that. You don't need to know where he was at. What was he doing? Can we see his real health like logs? Can he go to a real doctor? And meanwhile, all of that's happening, just all is distractions for the Epstein files. The women are coming out having conferences. Marty Taylor Greene is like, where are the files? Go ahead and release it. Marty Taylor Greene, we never liked Marty Taylor Greene. We don't like her. She an awful person. However, right now, what they say, a enemy of my enemy is a friend of, y'all know the saying, like, friend of my friend, enemy of my enemy. That's what she is right now. Friend of my enemy is a friend of mine. I don't know, something like that. But that's what she is right now. I'm not saying that she's a great person. I'm not saying that we should trust her. I'm saying that right now, what she doing, I agree with it. The first time I agree with something that she's doing. She want to know where the files are just like the rest of us do. Meanwhile, we are in a recession. They're not telling us the truth. This economy is failing. They don't want to tell the truth. And there's no help in sight. And they're not going to tell you the truth. It gets real political. Y'all know real as it get. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. And that's how we going out.